guys? Primetime Action Sports here. Our topic of the week for debate is going to be none other than Colin Kaepernick, the ex-49ers player. He had his private workout in Atlanta, where 25 teams were expected to attend, but no media was allowed to come, NFL-wise. However, he did go somewhere else where the media was kind of there. Wasn't quite the angles that you would get during kind of a pro day workout. But we got to see his arm strength. A lot of people showed up. He made a speech afterwards letting people know, hey, I'm still here. I've been ready to play for 3 years.
I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here and showed it today in front of everybody.
He's wearing, a Kunta Kinte kind of shirt and all that, making a big statement, making everybody know he's ready to play. He's here. But Slater, our topic of debate, is Colin Kaepernick going to be back in the league this time next season? And what's your explanation for it? What are your overall thoughts about Colin Kaepernick's workout that we just saw on Saturday? Actually,
I thought he looked better than a solid amount of QBs. I mean, it's warm-ups. You're making throws to guys that are wide open and stuff, but it looked like he could throw. It looked like he could play, and we all know as his capability is running the ball. He's got legs. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I don't really like getting into that kind of thing of politics with sports, but I mean, I know it's a big deal because it regards our nation. And a lot of teams could use him, whether it's the backup role. That doesn't make sense. Why would you sign Colin Kaepernick? Because he's probably going to want a lot of money, or a decent amount of money. He's not going to want some little Joe Blow contract, but I think he'll get paid. I don't know how much, but there's a lot of teams that could use him.
He started 58 games. His completion percentage is 59.8. Let's just round that up to 60. He is 32 years old. He hasn't been in the league in 3 years since 2016. His overall stats, 12,271 yards passing, 72 touchdowns. And that last year with 2016, he actually started on the bench, but he made 12 starts in 2016 with 2,241 yards passing, 16 touchdowns through the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground with 468 rushing yards, 4 INTs. That's the last we saw of him. But if we want to flash back to Premier Cap in 2013 when he made 16 starts after kind of coming off that Super Bowl run, demolishing the Packers like he always did in the divisional round, he had 30,197 yards in the air, 21 touchdowns, 8 INTs. This is his best year. On the ground, 524 yards rushing, but he only had 4 TDs on the ground. But, when we were watching Colin Kaepernick, basically in the early 2010s, like up to 2016, or I guess kind of 2011, but this guy was something else. Like I just mentioned, the Packers, they had no response for him. The divisional round, like he made Packers there, what. So
let's not forget about the 90-yard rush touchdown against the Chargers.
Kaepernick to throw it, or willing. Kaepernick, long strides. Kaepernick with a flag down. Stutter step move. Kaepernick breaking to the clear. It's a foot race, and nobody will catch Colin Kaepernick. Touchdown on a 90-yard run.
Illegal contact. Number 38 in the defense. That penalty's declined. It's over the play of the touchdown.
An eruption here at Levi Stadium after
Chargers can't mount it to come back like they
won
were
that year.
Not the 49ers. Hey, not the 49ers though. So you gotta look at Kaepernick and think about, like you said, politics aside. I know he made that stand. It's a little frustrating. I could bet a lot of our fans feel that way too. But if you look at it strictly a football perspective, this guy can ball, and he balled in the past. Yeah, he's 3 years removed. He's going to be a lot of rust. The game has changed a lot, but if you kind of look at where, let's just say Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, how these guys kind of play is right exactly up Colin Kaepernick's alley. And if anything, the GMs and the owners that drafted those 3 quarterbacks I listed were trying to mimic a Colin Kaepernick that could change the game not only through the air but on the ground too. So I'll leave this to you if you want to spit some stats out about Cap.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you already mentioned his stats, but his rushing stats, 2,300 yards,
Wow.
13 touchdowns. Can't forget the 90-yard rush touchdown, and then that big run against the Packers in the divisional round.
Kaepernick steps up, will try and run to pick it up. He's got a touchdown. 2nd down and 4. Kaepernick keeps it. Fooled everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown.
Which one?
The one that went for like 55 yards. But
there's so many.
I mean, he's got plenty of accolades too. We've seen it. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to an NFC Championship game. He's made playoff bursts for plenty of teams. He's had more than average winning records each year. And he's a game changer. He's always dangerous, which I think you don't really find a lot in a QB. Like, you see it in Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes. Those guys, like, outside the pocket, on the run, pressure. There's plenty of guys there's only a set few of guys that have that dual threat capability and that threat to always make a play, no matter what down, what coverage, what team they're playing. They can always make it happen, Ron.
I think making that stand... Good point. I think making that stand at the end was not really something he maybe could have avoided a little bit, and switching up the fields last second, maybe he could have avoided that too.
Hey, let me start by saying I appreciate y'all coming out. That means a lot to me. Our biggest thing with everything today was making sure we had transparency of what went on. We weren't getting that elsewhere, so we came out here. It's important that y'all are here. Y'all been attacked for the last 3 years. Y'all continue to be attacked. We appreciate what y'all do. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the work you do for the people and telling the truth. That's what we want in everything. I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here, showed it today in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth. Stop running from the people. We're out here. We're ready to play. We're ready to go anywhere. My agent, Jeff Nally, is ready to talk to any team. I'll interview with any team at any time. I've been ready. I'm staying ready. And I'll continue to be ready. And to all the people that came out here today to support, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. To the people that aren't here, I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you supporting from where you are. We'll continue to give you updates as we hear. We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court. We're ready to go.
I know the media would have been there, but kind of leading into this question, you mentioned that he might be a little rusty. He might be a backup for a good team and or a bad team. But I think realistically, you can fit him into a team that, you mentioned the quarterback Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, maybe like an organization that's looking at him. You put him in that backup role, and then he might start for you. He might get some plays in. But what you mentioned importantly about the Patriots, can you imagine if... Okay, this is what I recommend Kaepernick does. He holds as many of these workouts as possible in front of NFL teams. And hell, if one big organization like the Patriots, the Steelers, or let's just say, I'm trying to think of another, like the Cowboys. I know.
Let's not forget, Dak Prescott still has not agreed to a new contract.
Okay. My point is, if he hosts these workouts and you hear, the New England Patriots are just looking into Kaepernick, not only is the New England Patriots looking at Kaepernick maybe, but that's going to make a lot of buzz around the NFL. It's saying like, hey, Cincinnati, let's actually take a look at him instead of wasting our draft pick on a quarterback. The Bills maybe, Josh Allen, who knows? I'm just giving you these kind of examples. And you mentioned AB too. I think Kaepernick should host these workouts. Antonio Brown should come through. Old wide receivers, old people trying to get back, not old, but you know what I mean. Players trying to get back in the league, coming off suspensions, coming off injuries, they can all ball out, and that's brings so much media attention that Antonio Brown can clear his name in a positive way. He can get back on a team, which he is gonna. So my point is, if one team seems interested in Kaepernick, that's gonna bring a lot more heat and a lot more positivity to Kaepernick's play, and that's how it should be. So.
Yep. Just be about football.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna say one team that I think is perfectly, whether it's Cam Newton or Colin Kaepernick. I think the Chicago Bears is a perfect fit for Colin Kaepernick or Cam Newton based off Nagy's offense, where you're in the pistol. It's basically run and pound kind of thing, read option kind of play. Mitch Trubisky can't run it. They're moving on from him. The defense is there.
I feel like they're afraid to.
What?
Move on from Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, they are, because they don't want to look stupid. But maybe I'm just going to backup role, or maybe let Mitch Trubisky start the season, then you get Kaepernick in there when Trubisky gets hurt, because obviously he's fighting an injury right now. But that pistol offense where you just kind of read option, David Montgomery,
RPO,
or Tariq Cohen, all that kind of stuff. Exactly, that's like a perfect offense for him and what they've established there.
Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel.
Yeah, there was interviews going on throughout the last week about the owner talking about Cam Newton's future, and it doesn't seem like they're ready to move on from him quite yet. So we'll see, but I think Kaepernick should sign with the Bears. I'm not going to say it's going to 100% happen, but that's what I believe he should do just because of their offense, how it's spread out, the Mitrubisky kind of like downfall. I think it's just a great fit.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yep.
Kaepernick, we're looking forward to see what your next moves are. Maybe you'll be in the league, maybe you won't by season's end. Either way, from both of our opinions, it sounds like you are going to be in the league. We're just very interested to see where you are going. Let's hear what you guys have to say. What should Kaepernick do next? What's the next step in his saga? Whether it's his startup, making a Super Bowl run, looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, to his eventual kneel and boot out of the league, to now his workouts. More workouts coming his way. Antonio Brown maybe be there. We'll have to find out. Tune the debate. Comment below. Comment on Instagram. Subscribe. All that kind of jazz. We're going to jump right back into it next week with a fresh new debate. So stay tuned.